And let's hear it for his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, from Stockport, Niall Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is 6 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. Brought to you courtesy of Pat Barrett for Black Flash Promotions. Your referee for this contest is Darren Sargentson. Your timekeeper, Chris O'Connor. Introducing first, boxing out of your blue corner, who is the black and gold shorts. Official weight 11 stone, 9 pounds, 7 ounces. He's a veteran of 67 professional contests. Coming to us this evening from Aragon, Spain, via his home nation of Mexico, Fernando Valencia. And opposing him across the ring, boxing out of your red corner, who is the white and the yellow shorts. Official weight 11 stone, 7 pounds and 4 ounces. He's a former British kickboxing champion. As a professional boxer, he's undefeated. 10 victories from 10 contests. 3 wins coming by way of knockout. From Stockport, Niall Brown. 6 3-minute rounds.
Okay, welcome back everybody. Thanks for staying with us here on the Black Flash Promotions YouTube channel and BBTV YouTube channel. We've got Niall Brown coming into the ring now against Fernando Valencia. 6 3-minute rounds. And I've been looking forward to this one. Niall, quality fighter. Big hopes for him from the Colliers and Moston gym. Fernando Valencia, though, no pushover, so this could be good.
Yeah, solid operator, Valencia, but Niall looks like he could have just that little something extra, doesn't he? He looks like he could become a real good quality fighter. Very comfortable in the ring, Niall. You know, he's spent so much time doing the Thai boxing and very relaxed. And that's a big, important thing for a young fighter, isn't it? Just allows him to concentrate on the job rather than worrying about anything else. And yeah, I like Niall. I think he really has the potential to go places.
Absolutely, he's got it all. He can switch. He can punch. He's fit to go the rounds. Valencia, though, looking big, strong. You know.
Yeah, he's thick, isn't he?
He's thick set, yeah.
But he won't be able to match Niall for athleticism or fitness or just skill. But what he will do is what he just did then. He'll throw shots, make you think. Nice right hand there from Brown.
Yeah, and Niall had a really good fight on Channel 5 with Bado Karami, who's going to be in our main event later on tonight. He's got a lovely shot repertoire.
He has, yeah, poked, jab down to the stomach there. The right hand's already gone over the top. There we go, just jabbing to head and body as well. Something you don't see many young fighters do, you know, they tend to either go to the head or either go to the body. They don't tend to mix up the combinations, but Niall can do that.
And we've got Joe Gallagher on the stream. Joe, great to hear from you, mate. Hope you're having a good time if you're in Saudi, still out in Saudi. And yeah, Joe's actually said to me a couple of times that Niall's one to watch.
Yeah.
And yeah, he is one to watch. I know Pat's got very high hopes for him.
I think that's what. Oh, nice left hook there on the inside from now. I think that's what makes him stand out to me, just how calm he is in the ring and the way he goes about it. You know, he's obviously talented and he'll get better and better as the fights pass, but I just like how he goes about his work.
Nice and compact. He's got good defence. Working off that nice stiff jab.
But 3 times last year, went the distance every time. But I got the impression he was boxing within himself a little bit last year, Niall. He came back from an injury, didn't he, had him on the sidelines for a long time. And I think he sort of felt his way back into it. But I know there's big plans for him, isn't there, this year?
There's big plans from this year, and he's got to get through this, intact, all in one piece. But Fernando Valencia looks like he's come to fight tonight. You know, he's doesn't look deterred. He's throwing his own combinations, trying to get his own work off, and he's throwing punches from awkward angles. So he just needs to be careful, Niall, and navigate these early rounds. I think Niall will get some opportunities in this fight, won't he, John?
Yeah. Good opponent, Valencia. Went the distance with Tom Rafferty last time, but a bit like Sendos we saw last time, you know, he's thrown his own punches, you know, and that's so much better for these young prospects to work with.
Thanks to everybody who's joined on the stream. Like and subscribe. You know the script. Like and subscribe, etc., etc. But it's great to have you on. There's still some great action to come. A lot of people asking for Nelson Burchell. Nelson Burchell is on next, everybody, against Miguel Zamora, 4 3-minute rounds, and then we have the main event. Joe Gallagher's still out there in Saudi Arabia. I mean, the weather is probably amazing out there. I wish I was out there. We're supposed to be, actually, but obviously the fight was off. But I know Joe's working out there with some of the up-and-coming talent from Saudi Arabia, so looking forward to catching up with you, Joe, to talk about that. But all the best to you.
Straight back on that jab, Niall Brown there. Head into the chest. That jab to the chest, and an underused weapon, isn't it?
Definitely. And the jab is coming out really sharp now. Pat's obviously told him, get straight on the jab. Don't let this kid get any confidence.
Yeah, Valencia just trying to fire something back there, just to try and, because Niall bounced straight back into rhythm, didn't he, with that jab. Valencia just trying to shake him out of that by launching a couple of attacks. Now, you mentioned earlier in his career he got involved in a brawl, didn't he, with Barami, Niall?
Yes.
Was Valencia letting his hands go? It'd be interesting to see if he goes back to that and gets dragged into another brawl, or whether he just tries to stick to his boxing.
Well, usually a brawl like that does favour the person who's got slightly better technique, doesn't it? Which is in this instance Niall. But it's just when you get the punches that come from the crazy angles, that really can take you by surprise. Yeah. So he does have to be really switched on here.
I don't think he needs to. If Valencia's throwing wild, rather than giving him what he wants and engaging him, I think Niall's good enough to do it with straight shots.
Yeah, definitely. And as Joe points out here, Niall is part of the next wave of good fighters to come along. George, some of Proller's kids, definitely. Connor Tudsbury, Clark Smith, good names there. And you can see these guys on some of the shows coming up. In fact, we've got a show on the 1st of March from the Fuse in Partington, and some of Joe's fighters will be on there. It's great to see the up-and-comers getting their chances to fight on the small shows like this. And good shot from Niall there, and he just troubled Valencia momentarily, but Valencia a bit of showboating, which tends to suggest it's landed.
I like how you were giving it the Spanish C there.
Oh, Valencia.
Valencia, yeah.
Mate, I'm an MC now, I've got to get the pronunciations right.
Oh, beautiful little right hand there from Niall, just as Valencia tried exiting out to his left. Just picked that nice little short shot. I like how Niall's mixing up to head and body here.
Yeah, and as well, Niall does have that deep background in Muay Thai, and you've got elbows flying at you, knees flying at you. He's quite calm under pressure. The sparring they get over there is brilliant in Colliers and Moston Boxing Gym. There's always high caliber of fighters in there. This is a good little spell for him. He landed with some frequency there. Valencia waves him in, and Niall obliged. Yeah. Niall obliged.
This is what I was wondering. I was hoping we'd see this, rather than going toe-to-toe with the hooks. Niall's just picked his punches well. He's used a jab and the right hand, and that's what's done all the damage for him tonight. He looks good tonight, doesn't he? He looks like that rust that built up during that injury layoffs just shredded now, and we're back to seeing the Niall Brown that really burst onto the scene.
He does look good tonight, and what I like is that this Valencia is quite an awkward opponent. He's moving at his strange rhythms. He's throwing shots from different angles. he's quite awkward. He's not the most technical, but he is an awkward fighter, and Niall seems, in that round, landed a lot of clean, accurate shots. And there's a lot of people here on the stream who want to see Nelson Burchell. Nelson Burchell is up next, so stay with us, guys. Nelson Burchell is in there against a good opponent, Miguel Zamora, 4 3-minute rounds. And then after that, we've got the rematch, Rizard Lewicki against Bahadur Karami. They had a real tear-up in Oldham, 6-round tear-up, and it was a real good fight. So I'm looking forward to that rematch tonight. And the sweets and all sorts being handed around at ringside, and I hope we're going to get offered one. I think we are going to get offered one, especially now I put the pressure on. So, Niall Brown.
Yeah, let's see if Niall can just pick up where he left off. You know, he hurt Valencia at the end of the last round, and just did it by boxing. And I'd like to see him just carry on doing that. Valencia, experienced guy, won't want to get stopped. He'll have other fights booked in. He'll look to make it messy and break Niall's rhythm and slow him down. Getting a little warning for doing exactly that right now. But I think Niall will keep his cool.
Well, these journeymen, they know all the tricks, and this part of, you know, this is good as well. It's good for the prospects to see these tricks, the slowing down tactics, the taunting, the feinting, the histrionics in the ring. It's all part of that learning progression. To be honest, I've been impressed with the stabbing shot downstairs from Niall. The little stabbing shot, he measures his distance well with it. He's not throwing it recklessly. He's not leaning over the front foot.
Well, Valencia's like a definite step up in journeyman level, isn't he?
Yeah,
you know, he's not going to clam up and run and make it negative. He does show you something different. Just does make you think, and does try to make it his kind of fight, which is something a lot of other journeymen don't. But
he's also got decent hand speed as well, actually. And like I say, he's always moving, switching. He's a handful, really, to somebody who doesn't know how to operate, you know. But Niall's doing a really good job with him in there so far.
Key for Niall is just to keep that distance, keep it long. Don't allow him to drag you in, and just keep those straight shots going. Saying that was a nice little left hook there.
Good short left hook. He brought him onto it brilliantly. That reminded me of the way Kell Brook used to throw that shot. Big up Freddie Freeman. Got to say, that's bringing these shows to the fans. Thanks. Yeah, well, listen, you're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. And there's a lot of small old promoters doing really good things, giving kids opportunities. And Pat's, it's one of his missions this year to give a lot of good kids opportunities. Mal Murray says the right hook is on for Niall. Agree. Oh, and so's the right uppercut, and he landed it. Good shot variation from Niall.
Yeah, that Thai boxing background will let Niall be really effective inside. He'll find room for his punches. He'll find room for the uppercuts and hooks when he's in close.
And here Valencia being quite tricky on the inside, you know, sticky hands, you know, making it awkward. It's good, again, good things for Niall to learn and get that experience with.
Niall naturally then just fell into that Muay Thai plum where they just claim the head. He'll be very, very strong inside. But it's his boxing that impresses me. Niall, his technique's really good.
See some good young talent on the bill tonight. Abdul Khan earlier is making his Black Flash Promotions debut. Daba Mbele got off to a good start, good win. Stopped Stephen Jackson earlier. That was an eye injury. George Sutcliffe, a good little dust up with Joe Hardy. George Sutcliffe comes out victorious and will fight William Crawler next week. Mohammed Hamza, a nice poised professional debut. Adam Rasool looked good on the front foot against Michael Mooney. Abdul Khan from Bolton, Black Flash Promotions debut, looked really good in the fight. Tom Rafferty, dominant performance over Serhi Sendoff. George Killeen stops George Rogers, opens up a nasty eye injury with a jab. We've got Niall Brown now against Fernando Valencia. Next up, Nelson Burchell versus Miguel Zamora. And then our main event, Rizard Lewicki versus Bahadur Karami.
I can imagine what's going on in Rizard Lewicki's dressing room at the moment. So they've spent weeks and weeks trying to tell him to box calm, Rizard, don't get involved in a brawl, and now he'll be psyching himself up for World War III, won't he?
Well, that's the only way Bador knows how to fight. He brings the fight to you. He's
Lewicki's a wild card as well.
It's going to be good, that. Niall Brown in the ring here against Fernando Valencia. 6 3-minute rounds scheduled for. Let's see how this unfolds. It's a good technical affair because, you know, Niall's having to deal with someone here who's quite fidgety and jittery, hard to pin down.
Yeah, it's been good. Niall got off to a good start. Valencia tried to drag him into a brawl. Niall managed to stay out of it, and now he's back on most straight punches and just boxing from the centre of the ring. Been good so far.
Yeah, it's been good. For those asking, this is scheduled for 6 rounds. The main event is also scheduled for 6 rounds. There was a title fight on this, a 10-rounder, but unfortunately it fell through. So hence why there's not a long round fight on tonight, but still 10 good fights. Good counter right hand there from Niall.
Just falling short with that little right uppercut at the moment.
It's really hard to land clean on there, Valencia, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder if he might be using it as a bit of a trick to set up a left hook.
Yeah, the Canelo combination.
Yeah, just fall short with it and... Oh, nicely bit right hand from Brown.
Again, it's another one of those fights where some prospects would get a bit frustrated with their opponent. I think Niall's doing the right things.
Nice little short inside combination there from Niall. Both hands. Good jab as well.
You can see Valencia when he's in the mood taking some prospects winning records away from him, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's the right hook that...
There's the right hook that Mal Maris was asking for.
Mal Maris, there you go, Mal.
Niall's obviously reading the comments. Valencia always on the move, isn't he? Got tagged by a good jab there, but he's always on the move.
He is. He's always on the move, and he takes every opportunity to let his hands go, doesn't he? Or if he sees half a gap, he will take a risk and try and land. That's why I think he's just a step up from other journeymen. Don't think he'll have much success inside there with Niall. No.
I'll try and listen into what Pat's saying to Niall in the corner here. Yeah, I didn't hear a word of that, but it looked like it was the right stuff. You know, to be honest, guys, it's quite loud in here now. It's building up nicely. Some good tunes on.
Watching the screen. Yeah, we've got 5th round coming up. Valencia up and about early. Niall stands in between every round, doesn't he?
Yeah, it stands up.
Thai boxing background again. I mentioned it.
I was going to say Chris Eubank Senior-esque.
Round 5.
Round number 5 of a scheduled 6 rounds. We're at Bowlers in Manchester.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, nice start to the round by Niall. That right up to the body landed, didn't it? I think he was probably just a little bit close, actually. You know, I think Valencia absorbed the shot before it reached its full impact. It made a slapping sound, but it probably drew a little bit of a sting out of it by getting close.
There's definitely a clear sign of intent here from Niall in this round. It's a nice combination. Valencia shakes it off.
When Niall gets a little bit of rhythm in his work, you know, when his head's moving and the jab's popping out, nice fighter to watch, isn't he? The punches flow like almost effortlessly.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's clearly got all the punches in the repertoire. I think what you've got here, guys, as well, is you've got an opponent who's quite seasoned and he really knows how to look after himself and find spots and buy time and be a bit tricky and take and get his own shots off here. And that's a little bit of a change of momentum there when Valencia did get his own shots off.
Yes, as soon as Brown's back touched the ropes, I think it's probably her first time in the fight, Valencia just took every opportunity, didn't he, to let his hands go and try and get something of his own off. Just becoming a little bit scrappy and scruffy, isn't it, at the moment, Aki?
It is, yeah. I think a lot of that is that Niall's keen to put on a show, but sometimes with the opponent in front of you, you've just got to strip it back to the basics a little bit. But he's doing well. That was a good right hand. That's probably the best shot of the fight, I'd say. Good right hand there.
It spun Valencia's head, didn't it? Right above us there. Again, every time Valencia tries getting out to the left when he's on the ropes, Brown's finding that right hook.
And Valencia's calling him on, but you know, that's exactly what these guys want, these experienced journeymen.
Just missed it that time as well. I think that might be the key here for Brown. When he throws a left hook to the body when Valencia's on the ropes, Valencia steps out to the left and Niall's just timing him with that right hand.
That was a good right hook on the inside, a short one. Reminding me of the Lewis versus Grant, yeah.
Poor Michael Grant.
Poor Michael Grant, yeah.
I bet he still has nightmares about that night. That was...
Do you realise that everyone who was born after 1984 has got no idea what we're talking about?
I remember everything about that night. I remember them interviewing Lennox in the dressing room. I remember the ring walk out. I remember... Yeah, Michael Grant got built up into the great American Hulk, didn't he, after getting off the floor to beat Andrew Gallotta.
He was huge as well and a very likeable guy. Did he come from basketball or NFL or something like that?
6'7" athlete, but just wasn't ready for
the main man.
No.
Lennox
did get away a little bit of holding behind the head and uppercuts that night.
The one that finished him off was definitely holding and hitting, but he dropped him multiple times before that, and you know, I always feel like Lennox Lewis doesn't get enough as much credit on these shores as he should. He was an absolute dynamite boxer.
Well, for example, can you imagine if Joshua Fury went over to America and did that to Jared Anderson? It'd be hailed as an incredible victory, but it's just another part of Lennox's career, isn't it?
Yeah, he fought more Lennox. Sixth and final round here. At Bowlers in Manchester. Thank you for joining us and staying with us. We're live on BBTV and on Black Flash Promotions YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to both channels.
Right hand shot there. Valencia there.
Oh, good left hook, and that's really opening up here.
Yeah, it landed high on the head. It was perfectly timed, and the accurate follow-up hurt him as well. That was really good from Niall. It's good when a fight can keep the power and accuracy in the sixth round, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and he sprung. He shows he's got gears as well, which is always good to have in your locker. And he's forcing Valencia now to hold a lot more frequently. Nice combinations there, just going downstairs, setting up the right hand over the top up nicely. You got to give it to Valencia. He's a tough guy, he's an awkward guy as well, but clearly the best round for Niall this. Oh, what a left hook. I'm not sure his feet are underneath him there. He stopped. I didn't think his feet were underneath him. What a shot! Where did that come from?
There we go. It's just a short little left hook. He didn't load up. It just came naturally, didn't it? He just turned his knuckles over. And yeah, Valencia went flat down on his back, couldn't recover, and
his eyes must not have been there for Darren to stop it there.
Yeah, he was on his feet. He was looking at Darren. We were looking at the back of his head, but Darren, must have seen something in his face.
His eyes must not have been right, because Darren's a very fair ref, and he does let the action go. So he must have been giving him a signal as if like his eyes weren't there, you know.
But it was a beautiful shot. It was almost effortless. He didn't twist his hips into it. It was just a short little left hook and did a lot of damage. It was really well. Do you know, it's great performance from Niall. Looked good throughout and then got the stoppage in the 6th round. That's exactly what you want to see.
And to be honest, very awkward opponent. And I was just gearing down for a 6th-round run out because the opponent looked so awkward. But he found that shot, a crisp shot. He'd been looking for it earlier. A little slip, boom, left hook. Now, sorry, we haven't got a replay, but just go back on the stream like a minute before and just click on it, and then you can watch it back. But really good shot, lovely. A one-shot finish there, quite rare. And you know what? That's why you get some great stoppage. You get great knockouts on the small old shows. I mean, we had knockout of the full year last year on a small old show with Jake Dodd landing an absolute peach of a shot. We've had, and that was on, that knockout's on BBTV. We had, who else did we have? Dan Catlin, a big pounding right hand. I think that one's on the VIP stream. And then tonight, lovely left hook from Niall Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee Dan Sarkinson stops the contest at 1 minute 24 seconds of round number 6. The winner by TKO, Niall Brown.
There we go. Really good performance from Niall Brown. Back to the exciting, heavy-handed front foot fighter that really broke through, and the rust's gone now from that injury. I think Niall Brown's on all cylinders, ready to go. Big things planned, and he's just set himself up for a big year there, Aki.
Absolutely, and for everybody who's been asking about Nelson Birchall is on next. The man from Chorley, from Jennings Gym, is on next. You're right, to my left.